How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. I'm your host Korriban Gaming, and for today we'll be looking at the next part of the Osiris League bets. And here we are, guys, the final of the Osiris League. Yes, and really sadly, NBA 1 loss. Yeah, guys, NBA 1 loss. I don't think anybody actually expected them to lose. RIP all my marks of the champion. And I feel like I just want to put some in NBA in 411k, so at least I'll get something. Even if regardless of which side wins, at least I can win something, you know. Yeah, really unfortunate. So most of my marks of the champion went into NBA 1. I think both sides stand an equal chance. Okay, let us go through the breakdown right now. Okay, so the previous round, let's take a look. NCB versus FN. FN actually won. Okay, I actually did think that NCB had a really good fighting chance because they are very experienced players. FL Forever and his people, really good, really strong fighters. KVK Season 1, they already showed the whole ROK community what they are really capable of, pushing back 2 kingdoms by themselves. That already tells me everything I need to know about NCB as an alliance. And they migrated to 1331. Not all of them, most of them, at least their key players did. So sadly they lost to FN because FN is the main alliance of 1331 and they did have more power than NCB. So I guess NCB wasn't able to overcome that, but it's not a big deal because we did bet on FN after all. And the match, let's take a look. Okay, NCB versus FN, quite a close match. I would say only 8,000 point difference, not super big difference, but yeah, you get the idea. NCB gave them a good run for their money, but it wasn't enough. And next up we have 411k beating out undoubtedly 2 of the strongest alliances inside of this. So wow, 411k really blew my mind. I did not expect them to be that strong. I was definitely wrong about them. Not only are they strong in terms of power, but their organization is way up there as well. Just so you guys know, League, which is a combination of Legends Gaming and the Ill Clan, they are a combination of players from 2 Imperium Kingdoms, 2 of the top alliances from Imperium Kingdoms coming together into one alliance and competing here. So not only are these players strong, they are also extremely experienced. Definitely more experienced than players from 411k. But I have to say 411k, as they are like they are a very young kingdom. There aren't any migrators in there that I actually know of, and I don't really know anybody from 411k, so I can't really speak for them yet. But I don't see any familiar names like any of the old players that I'm familiar with. So maybe it's just cause I don't recognize them. I don't know if there are old players inside there, but they have done extremely well for themselves. Of course, there is a bit of controversy over the league match with 411k, but we won't touch on that. I mean, 411k still did win, so whatever it is, whatever they used or through whichever means, they won. So we'll keep it at that. And NBA 1, I really did not expect them to lose. So at least all the way throughout the game, it was a very balanced match. NBA 1 and 411k, I would say they are on par with each other. They are on par with each other throughout almost the entirety of the match. But at the last part, 411k did manage to stall NBA 1 long enough such that they did not get the last R, and NBA 1 could not manage to hold on to their structures, and that's why they lost. In my opinion, I think the win was a little bit of a fluke. Okay, I was watching the match the whole way. In fact, I was actually watching 3 matches at the same time. I was watching, you guys know I have 2 screens here, right? So on one screen I had the NBA 1 versus 411k match. On the other screen I had the NCB versus FN match. And on my phone I actually have the Hong Kong Legends versus JWM2 match. So all 3 were 2 good matches, were all very good matches, and I definitely had to watch them all because it was just so exciting. And 411k versus NBA 1, definitely the closest match I've seen so far. I did not expect it to be that close. I absolutely expected NBA 1 and their top tier strategies to come out on top, but 411k really did prove me wrong, so I am extremely impressed by them. And I don't know if it's right to say this, but I will call their win a little bit of a fluke. Why do I say that? Okay, I was watching the match very intently. If you guys were watching the match as well, you have noticed that in the middle, while fighting for the last arc, NBA 1 actually had a way bigger presence at the start, but half of the marchers there, they just stopped there. They didn't do anything. I suspect it was because they lagged out, and then they couldn't do anything. So there were some... NBA 1 had a huge presence in the middle for the last arc, whereas 411k only had a small presence. But some of the players in the middle, they just stopped there. They didn't do anything. They didn't move forward. They didn't attack. They didn't do anything. So that led me to suspect that some of their game crashed and they weren't able to get back on. And then 411k managed to gather more people to go into the middle, and they stop NBA 1 from getting the last up. 411k did not get the last up, but they stopped them long enough until the match ended, such that NBA 1 couldn't get the last up. And if in the first place those NBA 1 players had not, if their games had not crashed, again this is just my conjecture, but if they actually had went all in, I do not think that 411k would have been able to stop them from delivering their last up. So at the end of the day, I think NBA 1 would have actually won this match if their players in the center did not lag out. So I don't know if any of you guys watching the match actually noticed it, but I did, and I was like, oh man, there goes all my Oryx, there goes all my marks of the champion. So it is what it is. NBA 1 lost. I don't know if they actually filed a complaint, but as you know, Lilith doesn't care. So what's done is done, and now we have 411k versus FN. Right, who do I think will win this? The favorites are 411k, clearly, because they have more power. Now looking at this, both sides managed to beat very strong teams coming here. Okay, MAR, I won't talk about them because most of them migrated out, and some of them actually are in my kingdom right now, so huge welcome to them. And 92KW, they are strong, but they weren't really that strong to begin with. Okay, FN versus 1341, FN 1341, really strong team. FN managed to pull out the win. 411k versus League, League also very strong team. 411k managed to pull out the win. Both very close matches. Okay, 411k versus NBA 1, very strong team. NBA 1 is the strongest team in terms of power for this realm. Okay, but they lost to 411k, which is the second strongest in terms of power. So FN versus NCB, both very strong teams as well from the same kingdom, but FN had a little bit more power, but NCB had the more experienced players. Nonetheless, FN still pulled out the win. So if you ask me to bet, I'm honestly torn. I don't know who to bet on. And right now with 13,000 Oryx, let's take a look at my allure of gold. How many more Oryx can I earn? Okay, this one and this one. Right, this is the last week already, so if I complete everything, I can earn like 450, 550 more Oryx, and then from the daily quest, 550 plus 120, 150, 550 plus 120 times 4, 5. Yeah, that's like another 1k Oryx. I can't clear the shop unfortunately with what I have now, but what I'll be getting is this, that's for sure. Next up on my list is this, and the other thing that I really want is the speed ups. The rest of the things, if I don't get them, I'm totally okay. Okay, so I will need 1,500 times 4, that's 6,000, 7,500, 17,500, all of this is 3,000. So I need 20,500 Oryx in total. I unfortunately do not have enough at this point of time, even if I manage to get all of the Oryx possible through Allure of Gold. I will need to win this bet if I want to even have a chance of clearing out the shop. But I am a bit worried about betting because if they lose, it means I can clear out even lesser things from the shop. And I would say right now both teams have a really good chance of winning. So I am quite torn, but I'm going to have to go for the favorites right here. I'm going to have to go with 411k because I think 411k will pull out the win. And I'm just going to put 3,000 Oryx inside here because I want the Statue of Sphinx regardless, so I definitely won't give this up no matter what. So yeah, I definitely want the Statue of Sphinx. Even if I lose the bet, I want to be able to at least get this item. Legendary Commander Sculptures, I want them as well, so I want the speed ups really badly too, but I don't want to pass up the Sphinx. I'm a collector, guys, so yeah. And yeah, my bets are going to have to go into 411k because they did beat out the strongest team in this realm, and they did manage to pull out the win against the hot favorite, which is NBA 1. So I do think that with their organization and with their power advantage, they will be able to pull out the win over FN. So 3000 Oryx into 411k. If you have already cleared up your shop, then good for you, and I hope you can. If you haven't, then you should go and see how many Oryx you have, what items you really want. Maybe consider buying the items first, or at least save enough to buy up the items that you really want first before committing the rest of your Oryx into the bet. So yeah, that is my personal recommendation for you guys. Or if you just really want to gamble, then you can throw all your Oryx into the last match. So whether you win or you lose, it's really all or nothing, I would say. Yeah, all or nothing. You still get back half of the Oryx even if you lose the match, but for most people that won't be enough to clear the shop. So yeah, I do think 411k will actually pull out the win this time, so my bet goes into them. And unfortunately, the previous round you can see we actually made quite a huge loss of like 2.7k Oryx, so that's a great shame because of the NBA 1 match. And those who bet on 411k previous round, congrats to you guys. I saw lots of winnings from everyone, and yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If this video has helped you, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel for more of such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Peace out.